Hello guys, welcome back to another Genshin video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the top 5 best free-to-play weapons in the game right now. So if you've been wondering what weapons you should level up, this is the video that will tell you. And just for disclaimer, I'm not going to be including 3-star weapons from events. So weapons like Dodico Tails, Festering Desire, the Titanic Tuna Fish, the Windbloom Ode, those are the weapons I'm not going to be ranking. But if you do want a quick ranking on them, Festering Desire is an amazing weapon. You should definitely level up if you do have it, since it does increase elemental skill damage and crit rate, and it has an energy recharge substat, so this is definitely one of the top picks. If this was on the list, it would be definitely the second best weapon. Also, the Luxurious Sea Lord is a great weapon since it increases elemental burst damage on your Claymore users, which can be really helpful on many Claymore users actually. So this is definitely a top pick as well. You should definitely level this up. Windbloom Mode is a pretty alright weapon, not the best weapon for most characters at the time right now. Maybe a character that is released in the future will really like this weapon a lot, but as of right now there's not really too many characters you could use with this, but it's a pretty alright weapon. I'd give it like maybe a B tier weapon. Dark Hotel is also super good on specific characters like Ning Wong, your Yan Fei's, so I would also give this like a B tier weapon. Also, this video is my opinion. Your opinion could differ a bit, but in my opinion, these are the top 5 best weapons. And if you agree with me, let me know in the comments. I would like to know what you guys would rank the weapons from your point of view. So yeah, let's get on to number 5. Number 5 is actually the Favonious Warbow. Now the Favonious Warbow is number 5 for many different reasons. It's a really good bow and everyone gets it as soon as they complete the main story quest when they first start the game. This bow can actually be put on so many support archers that it's actually insane, because this energy recharge subset is really helpful and its passive allows you to generate even more energy particles for your character. It's a really good substitute for many other gacha weapons if you don't have them. For example, on Fischl it's really good, and you can also put it on someone like Vinci if you don't have the stringless. You can also put it on Diona if you don't have the sacrificial bow. And you can also run it on someone like Aloy if you're running a burst spam build with her. So there's not really too much to say about this weapon, but overall it's just really good and really helpful for many characters if you don't have other weapons and you would like to substitute in an energy recharge weapon. And that is why the Favonious Warbow is number 5 on the list. The number 4th weapon is actually going to be Crescent Pike. The Crescent Pike is an amazing weapon to do a lot of damage on polearm users that are based off physical damage. Back when the game first started, this was actually everywhere. There were so many people praising this weapon and going bonkers over it. But lately a lot of 5 stars have been coming out that are pretty much better. But the thing is, this weapon hasn't been nerfed or buffed or even changed ever since the beginning of the game. So it's still actually as OP as it was back then. Because as you can see, it has a physical damage bonus substat, which is really nice for polearm damage users that rely on physical damage, and its passive is actually picking up an elemental orb and particle. No more charge attacks deal additional damage equal to 25% of attack for 5 seconds. The thing that makes this weapon so great is because that additional hit can actually crit. So every time you pick up an elemental orb or particle, you'll do an extra hit every time, and that extra hit can crit, and those numbers will just start going crazy. It's actually insane how much damage this weapon can really do once you level it up. And yeah, I really recommend this weapon if you want to build a main DPS character. This goes well on Zhang Ling, this goes well on Zhongli, this can go well on Rosaria. It can go with so many polearm users, and that is why Crescent Pike is number 4 on the list. Number 3 on the list is actually going to be Prototype Archaic. Now, Prototype Archaic is really simple and really easy to get, and it's just really good overall damage for your Claymore characters. If someone is free to play and they're using a main DPS Claymore user, they are probably using the Prototype Archaic because its passive is really good and its overall damage is just stacks nicely. The Prototype Archaic's passive is Crush. When on hit, normal charge attacks have a 50% chance to do an additional damage of 360% attack damage to opponents within a small AoE, which can occur every 15 seconds. This Claymore really goes good on someone like Diluc. You could even use it on your Razor. It can go well on main DPS Beta or main DPS Chongyun. For most Claymore users, this would be the best in slot for free to plays. I will give a shout out though to Snow Tomb Star Silver, because Snow Tomb Star Silver is really good on people like Eula and Razor, because that physical damage bonus substat really helps them majorly. Now the passive on the Snowstorm Star Silver does kinda really suck, so that's why I'd kinda put Prototype Archaic a little bit above it, but Snowstorm Star Silver is still a really great Claymore choice. They are both really good overall DPS weapons, so if you're running a main DPS Claymore user, maybe consider putting on your Prototype Archaic or getting a Snowstorm Star Silver, just so you can do a lot of damage consistently, and this weapon will help you for a long time. So yeah, that's why these two weapons are number 3 on the list. Number 2 on the list is actually the Iron Sting, which I don't actually have, funny enough, because I'm just too lazy to craft it. But Iron Sting is a really good sword for so many characters because its substat is amazing on those specific characters, and its passive is really good as well. Its substat is Elemental Mastery, and its passive is where dealing elemental damage increases all damage by 6% for 6 seconds, which can have a maximum of 6 stacks. So you can have 12% increased damage overall if you just deal elemental damage, which is really easy to do. Now the reason why this weapon is pretty good on a lot of characters, some notable ones you probably know is Kazuha. This is amazing on Kazuha, and it's just a free-to-play weapon that you can build at any time during the game. You don't have to play during a specific event, you don't have to play during any time. You can just get a sword prototype and make this thing. So this one's really good on Kazuha. It's also really good on Bennett because it does have a pretty high base attack. It doesn't have as much base attack as, for example, the prototype Rancor, but it is still an overall good weapon because it can increase all your damage as well. It's also pretty good on someone like Jean because she is an animal user and she does swirls, and Elemental Mastery will increase the swirl damage, so that's why it's also really good on Jean as well. And it can also be used on someone like Kaya because if you have a Pyro Cryo team and you put the Iron Sting on Kaya and Kaya procs a lot of melt damage, the Elemental Mastery will increase that damage by a lot, and his passive will increase his overall damage of his burst, his elemental skill, normal attacks, charge attacks, everything. It can go on so many characters and it just does a lot of damage, and it's just an overall great weapon for free that you can make at any time during the game. So yeah, that's why Iron Sting is at the number 2 spot. Now the number 1 best free-to-play weapon in the entire game, you probably already know what it is if you've been playing Genshin for the last month. It's actually the catch. The catch is so ungodly good, oh my gosh. You can actually get a full refined 5 for free just for fishing in the game. It has an energy recharge substat, and it increases elemental burst damage by 32% and elemental burst crit rate by 12%. This is so good on so many characters that it's actually insane, and will increase the damage of your Polom users by a crap ton amounts. The most notable characters that this goes well on is Raiden Shogun and then Zhang Ling. Zhang Ling is so good with this weapon that's actually insane how much burst damage you can do with her. And it's also good with Raiden Shogun because Raiden Shogun is based all around burst damage. It's just so crazy what this weapon can do. This weapon could also be put on your Zhongli's if you want to burst DPS Zhongli, because it will increase his meteor damage by a lot. And you could also put it on someone like Rosaria for more energy recharge and increase her elemental burst damage and crit rate. It can also be pretty good on someone like Hu Tao. It's not Hu Tao's best in slot, but if you do want to increase your burst damage of your Hu Tao by a crap ton, this is the weapon for you. And for those who don't know how you can actually get the catch, there's a little fisher woman right here, right beside this teleport waypoint. And when you talk to her, you will be able to buy the catch and the catch's refinements from her. All you have to do is a crap ton of fishing. I say all you have to do, but it actually took me forever to get this all 5 weapon. But basically, you just do a lot of fishing, and you'll be able to get the weapon and all 5 for free. So yeah, this weapon is absolutely cracked, and you can put it on so many characters, it'll just do so well. If you put this on your Zhang Ling, you will not be disappointed. I would just say that. Put this on your Zhang Ling, and your Zhang Ling's power spike will go through the roof. And that is why the catch is number 1 on the free-to-play weapon list. And there we go, those are the top 5 best free-to-play weapons in my opinion. Once again, if you do have a different opinion, please let me know that in the comments. I hope this video helped you decide what weapons to level up as you're going on for your journey. And once again, these are weapons that you can get at any time, no matter when you play. This doesn't include any events or any gacha whatsoever, so not even 3-star weapons. So yeah, that's basically all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.